Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 40 of Mistconceptions. I'm your host, David White, and I have to be honest with you, it's been so long since I've recorded an intro that I almost forgot how the intro of Misconceptions goes. So I'm super excited to be back, and I'm also on a little bit of a high because it's Friday when I'm recording this, and I just got home from school, and on Friday I do an after-school club for RPGs for the students. Today was our first day, we're just playing some little stupid throwaway learn the mechanics of combat battle against goblins, and they're loving it. They're all getting into it. They're describing it. They're having fun. I'm describing everything, and one of the seventh graders just turns to me and says, "This is the most fun I've ever had playing a game." And that was such an awesome feeling, because good grief, teaching is such a drag sometimes, and I wonder why I do it, but that was so uplifting. People can say whatever they want about RPGs being for nerds and shut-ins and weirdos. RPGs are freaking awesome, and I'm so happy that I'm teaching the next generation of gamers. But anyways, it has been so long since I've spoken to you, since you've listened to one of our episodes, and we are super excited to be back. I hope that everybody had a great holiday, and we here at Misconceptions are ready to hit the ground rolling. We have some great episodes already recorded for you. They are ready. Well, okay, they're not ready because I have to edit them, but they are good. I'll say that. They are good episodes, and I am excited to edit them and get them to you. We have some New Year resolutions for the show. You might have some resolutions for yourself, to improve yourself, whatever. I have my own personal New Year's resolutions that I would like to reach, but we have some for the show. And our first New Year's resolution is to grow the show. We've been doing this thing since 2017, but we're still pretty small. Our audience is pretty small, and we're wanting to get our podcast into more and more people's ears, because as we gain more and more listeners, one, we spread the love of RPGs to everybody, but two, we also get more possible patrons to help grow the show and make it even bigger. So we need your help to do that. Definitely, I can do some things to get the show out there, but we don't pay for any advertising at all. So we really do rely on word of mouth to get our show out. If I may be so bold, I would like to give you all a New Year's resolution, and that is to help us reach our New Year's resolution of growing the show. Share us on Facebook, share us on Twitter, share us on any social media you have. Jam your earbuds into the person next to you at the subway. Yeah, that person right next to you, you're looking at him. Jam it in his ears. Let him listen to it. Okay, don't really do that, but just help us spread the word of the show. Talk to people about us. Get us out there, because this year I want it to be the year where Misconceptions audience grows exponentially. And I know you can help us do that. So there's a New Year's resolutions for you. Also, I've been a little busy over the Christmas holiday break. And one of the things I was doing was moving all of our after hours audio from a Google Drive over to a real life RSS feed. Patreon has the ability to host an RSS feed, and I don't know, I do things sometimes and I look back on them and I say, why am I so stupid? But I had all of our after hours episodes on a Google Drive, which, they were stored there, but Google Drive isn't really conducive to listening. So what I did is I took all of those episodes, I put them on the Patreon RSS feed, and what that means is, for our patrons at the $5 and up level, you will get a link, and a unique, specialized, it is only for you to use link. that will, if you plug it into iTunes or some such podcast service, will populate with a Patreon-only Misconceptions After Hours podcast. I think this will be a whole lot better for people who want to listen to our uncut and unedited episodes. And along with those After Hours episodes, there's a little Christmas gift in there, or, whatever holiday you celebrate, gift in there from us to you. And it is the second session of our OVA RPG side quest episodes. You might have listened to them. They were my favorite side quest episodes to do, but it was super fun. We played the Open Versatile Anime System by Wise Turtle, and it's just goofy. It's so much fun. So if you want to go listen to those episodes are cut and edited, but they are in the Misconceptions After Hours RSS feed, and you can go listen to those, and they are lots of fun. I hope you like them. One of our goals for this year, I've already mentioned one, but one of our goals is to get to $300 a month. At $300 a month, we will be able to record on the road fully. What this means is paying for Jaime's gas, paying for our gas, paying to eat out, because we're recording in a place that's 3 hours or 4 hours away from both of us. We're dining out. We wouldn't usually be using that money. And I don't really feel comfortable asking my friends to spend money to buy food that they wouldn't normally buy. So I would love to be able to pay for their gas, to pay for their food. And right now, we are $97 away from that $300 mark. That is so close, guys. I'm so excited to almost be at that mark, but we need to get to it. So share the show, or if you are a listener and you want to support us, go do that there. Kind of going off of that, we have some new patrons that I want to give a shout out to. First up, Unmade Gaming. Thank you. Michelle Wharton. Thank you. That's my aunt. Cindy Burrow. Thank you. That is my grandma. James Terrick. Thank you. And James Terrick, you kind of threw me off because I think in Patreon you were just JT, and that's Jaime's initials. And so I was like, why is Jaime pledge you to Patreon? But anyways, James Terrick, thank you so much. And Shelley Holderness, thank you. And that is my aunt. I had so much family give to me over the holidays. It was great. If you do not have the monetary means to support us that way, that's okay. You can share us. You can, word of mouth us to people. That's weird, word of mouth us. But you can also leave us a rating and review on iTunes, just like Steamwick did. I think I'm saying that name right. It's Steam, W-Y-C-K, Steamwick, Steamwick. I'm not sure, but Steamwick, thank you so much for your review on iTunes. It was super flattering, and we are so happy that you listened to the show. But you know what? It's been so long since you've listened to the show. Do you even remember what's going on? Well, it's a good thing. We're going to have a character monologue to kind of catch you back up. Let's get into that bad boy.
What the hell did I just see? Golly, this... In all my years, I've never quite seen something like that. Esther sure didn't seem fazed by it. I guess maybe I shouldn't either. Oh, but man, this city has a lot of weird shit going on. But Esther and her friends, I think they're doing something good. I couldn't for the life of me tell you what they're trying to do, but I trust Esther. She has too much of her dad in her to let something lie low. And that's why she needs me. She has too much of her dad in her.
Okay. Now I'm going to put my headphone up to the microphone, and I need you to clap real loud, okay?
Okay.
Do it.
All right, I did it.
Clap louder. Clap continuously and clap louder. Okay.
Someone definitely should have been recording that.
It registered, so.
Previously on Misconceptions, a lot of stuff happened. We have children that are being kidnapped, supposedly something to do with a gang of childhood delinquents called the Rat Pack, although that investigation thread has not been followed to its fullest extent. Meanwhile, Linda Lockwood, the crew's, what would you say, confidant? Not a friend, informant that used to work at the Daily News, or was it Weekly News?
No, I think it's daily.
Daily News? Yeah, at the Daily News, has recently been fired, but says that her boss might be connected to the mafia, which after some investigation and hacking, Rin says he probably is. And meanwhile, another informant, Pedro, a drug dealer who was involved in the very first case that the crew ever did, said that he was being followed. Whenever they investigated this, they didn't find anybody following him, except this person did knock Rin out with an industrial AC unit. But they went to the morgue after getting a call from Javi, their detective informant. Y'all have a lot of informants. But y'all went and talked to Javi at the morgue, and he said somebody broke in. And this somebody, once again, is connected to the very first case y'all ever did. And they stole the long-dead body of Marcus Malcolm, a drug lord, who is apparently, or was, apparently a GA at Promethean University. But anyways, we pick up there. Y'all have just left the morgue. Where do we want to pick this episode up at? Do we want to pick up like right outside the morgue or where?
No. Do we want to go straight to the university?
Yeah, I feel like going straight to the university would be most beneficial.
What time of day was it?
Oh gosh, what time of day was it?
It was like middle of the night.
Yeah, I think it was middle of the night, yeah.
I just went pick up at the university.
So the next day?
Yeah, like the morning, since it was middle of the night, I would imagine we just go to the university at like 8 or something.
Okay. You agree, Jaime?
Yeah.
Okay. So next morning you pick up, you are at Promethean University, the center of the city's most erudite and brightest. You see students are walking along the cobblestone pathways or cutting across the grass lawns on their way to class. It is a little odd that there's so many kids here during the summer, but whatever, they must just have a large caseload of classes. But the university itself is very pristine and prim. It seems untouched from all the grime and crime around the city. We see the four of you walking across campus, taking in the sights. I would suppose this might be y'all's first time to come to the university, although it is the premier university of the city. So maybe you did come to school here. But you walk up the limestone steps to the administration building. You see these two huge wooden doors. And on the front of these two wooden doors is the emblem of Promethean University, a fist clutching a torch with a lit flame and all these different rays coming out from the torch. But you put your hands on the oaken doors, push them open, and enter into the marbled halls of learning. Where are you going? What are you going to do?
That is such a good question that we hadn't fully explored until this moment.
Yeah,
so you see this cool shot of y'all walking in the school and being like, wait, what are we doing?
Jaime?
What were you going to say?
No, somebody's a GA here. I thought that's why we were...
Yeah, that's why we're here. Marcus Malcolm, yeah. But do we know what he was do we know, like, what department he was in?
Nope.
Okay.
You did not learn that
could you
information.
please find out what department he was in so that we know like which building to go to?
I think we could probably go to payroll or HR.
Okay, but he's been dead for a while. So they're going to think it's funny that we're asking about him. So it'd be easier if we just looked it up.
We work for the federal government, and we don't. Loan officers.
No.
We literally only have you here so that you can look stuff up and be a nerd. Why are you arguing with us right now, man?
Wow. I feel like a integral part of the team. Thanks, Bill.
Anytime.
You are an integral cog in the Ralph Lauren machine.
Nice Friends quote.
I don't even understand the reference that you made, but thank
Faye
you.
Faye puts her hand on Ren's shoulder.
Remember the talk we had about being a team player?
Thank you, Faye. I will be a team player just for you.
She pats him on the back and steps away.
Just like the team player you were when you saved me after a giant AC unit was thrown at me. No thanks to the GM. Anyways, and he pulls out his laptop and starts hacking.
Thank you. My gosh.
Okay. I guess I don't really even know if you would have to
I would
do
say,
too much hacking.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we go into, rather pull out my laptop, I would say we go into like an empty classroom and just go to one of the computers or something. And
Okay. So you just walk into an empty classroom. They have a computer up at the front. You turn it on. Log into the intranet, and you just search. You go to PrometheanUniversity.gov or whatever, and you pull it up.
.edu.
You search Marcus Malcolm. It pulls up some different articles that he wrote. A lot of science-themed articles, and as you kind of scan through these different things, you find out he was a GA in the chemistry department.
Okay.
That actually makes sense.
All right, so it looks like he is a GA in the chemistry department.
Let's go to the chemistry department.
Well, let me pull up a map of the university, so I will lead the expedition.
Great. Pumped about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know where the chemistry department is?
I mean,
Faye?
Googling a campus map is not the most difficult thing in the world.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bill just told me that my job is Googling things, so...
Faye has already Googled the map and is walking.
Okay.
I
So,
was following mine.
We scene transition. We scene transition to the science building. It is 2-story building, glass windows all the way around. Very nice, very updated look. It's obviously a new building. But you walk in, you look around, you see all these different chemistry students walking around. I don't know how you can tell they're chemistry students. They must be wearing lab coats or something.
You can tell.
You can tell. Look at these shrimpy bastards. They must be chemistry students.
Hashtag we
to all
love
those chemistry students out there listening.
Yeah, shout out to all our chemistry fans. Anyways, you walk in, and there is... I'm walking by an older gentleman. He is balding, kind of portly. He has his staff ID. He's some sort of professor, but he sees you and... hello there. My name is Dr. Walters. He goes around, shakes your hands, or those that will take it. Welcome to the science building. Is there anything I could do for you?
Oh, hello, Dr. Walters. It's so nice to meet you. I've heard great things about you.
Oh, thank you.
One of my good friends, Marcus Malcolm, I was working with him on some research, and I just wanted to follow up on some of the things that he was working on.
Marcus. Oh, yes, he was a student here for a long time, and it's very sad to hear of his passing.
I know. I was very sad to hear his passing, too. and we were working on some really important stuff, and I wanted to continue the work that we were doing.
That's very admirable of you. The pursuit of knowledge never stops, not even in the face of death. That's our motto here at Promethean University. Not really. I try to get it to catch on, but nobody really likes it. But but sure. What was your name again, young man?
Ren.
Ren, very nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Walters. But he will. Let's see. Where would he take you?
I assume back to like the chemistry labs that are just back in like the corners and stuff.
Sure. He will start walking you that way. We were very sad to hear of Marcus passing. He was such a brilliant student. He had a bright future ahead of him. But when we heard of his death from the police, it was very sad. But he didn't seem to have any family that lived nearby. There was a grandmother, but I guess she was out of town and hasn't been back for quite some time. But nobody came to get his belongings, and in fact, the police themselves didn't even seem interested in taking his stuff. So we just packed it all up in a couple of boxes, and we put it in here. And he opens up a door, and it's a chemistry lab. It is not a fancy chemistry lab. Maybe it's for like first year students or something. But you see just some discarded equipment, not well kept, ill used, things like that. But then there's just a pile of boxes over in the corner. And as Dr. Walters walks in, he like rubs his hand across the dust. He's saying, we should really have the cleaning lady get in here and do some cleaning. He just starts, dusting off one of the tables.
Well, thank you so much for showing me his stuff. These are my associates, of course. We have been working, working hard on this research, but I've also been just really needing to look at Marcus's stuff because we were working really hard, and then he just passed away so suddenly. And he passed away like right in front of me, basically, as we were working. And so I just wanted to continue the work that we were doing.
I need you to roll a convince.
Okay.
Because there were quite a few holes in your story.
How so?
Because he was shot dead. So if you were there when he died, you shot him. Yeah, well,
Sorry,
that's
known.
We're going to find out if it's known by your roll. So what could you add to a convince roll?
Can we do a group check?
Nope. You have been talking the entire time.
I've been at his shoulder, comforting him.
Jaime has been massaging my shoulders the entire time.
Nope, he is not.
That's definitely Bill
I've
and
been
Ren's
consoling
relationship.
him.
He's been consoling me.
So what could you add?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I have no relational powers.
Sounds about right. Go ahead and roll a convince with a +0.
You should get a -1 just because of your personality.
Thank you, Tessa. Please, for the love of God. 10.
A 10? All right. So what are you trying to convince Dr. Walters to do?
To give the stuff to us.
Okay. So on a hit, choose a relevant status with tier equals to power. Your hit is if he doesn't give it to you, what negative thing will happen to him?
He gets killed like Marcus.
Oh my god.
I don't know about that.
No. I don't.
Maybe it could be something like
a feeling of like, if you don't give this to us, you're standing in the way of scientific progress.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Of like you're blocking the progress of.
Yeah.
Well, say we've been doing this for like a few years, and he's just going to throw like a few years of progress down the drain of your hard work.
Sure.
He'll get a crack in his logo.
in his college professor logo.
Yeah.
Not
Sure.
nurturing
So,
young minds.
I guess it was just a +0, so you have a status of 1. So if he doesn't give it to you, he will get like I don't know. You can word it however you want. But you say this to him, and I don't want to stand in the way of scientific progress, so I'll just trust you, fine ladies and gentlemen, to get what you want. Well, that's all. And then he just walks out.
Okay.
That was easy.
Well, that was easy.
Dr. Walters leaves you in this dimly lit lab room with a corner full of boxes of apparently Marcus Malcolm's belongings.
All right, so we've got a treasure trove of boxes. I'm sure half of it is useless junk of just college stuff, but surely there's something that ties him to the mob.
Esther's
or
already
medicine.
like taking the boxes down and like setting them out and opening the first box.
All right, Esther, go get her.
The door opens back up, and Dr. Walters sticks his head in. By the way, if you want to go to Marcus's dorm room, I'm not sure what you would find there since a new student has moved in. But I definitely do want to help you in your scientific investigation. So just please ask around. You can find my room. Happy hunting. And then he walks out again.
Feels like an intro to like the Animal Crossing when they're like, and one last thing, if you need me, I'll be right over here in the corner. You can click on me at any time. That's what that felt like.
Yep.
Okay. Well, do we want to split up or just go through these boxes really quick and then go to the room?
I mean, we know how things go when we split up. So
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, considering the mob hasn't found any of the stuff yet, and he's been dead quite some time, I feel like we're pretty good.
Okay.
So we're splitting up?
no.
Oh, man. All right. Let's get these boxes gone through. David, do we have to roll investigates?
Photo montage.
Yeah, if you wanted to roll and investigate to ask some questions, I think that'd be appropriate.
I'm asking the boxes questions.
Interrogating them with
Where
banana
is
leaves
she?
So do we want to do a group investigate?
and all. Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to roll it? And then everybody else will add their one tag if they can.
How about everybody roll? We pick the highest number.
Nope.
Zach doesn't have any to add, right? So he should
Nope.
roll.
Okay.
Snooping around.
Snooping around, so +1.
Investigate.
Okay, investigate. Bill, do you have
Planting a
anything?
virus.
What? I honestly have nothing. This is super lame.
Okay.
I actually have Jaime roll because I have scanner vision. That would be able to work, wouldn't it?
I don't think that would work for this.
You can
Well,
see
damn.
into the box.
I can use tattoo manipulation to make a
Simple tool.
yeah,
Magnifying
simple to
glass.
make a magnifying glass. There it is. Boom.
We have had this discussion before, and it does not work.
It's a simple
just make
tool.
You would just create a circle of tattoo with nothing in the middle.
Excuse me, it is ethereal. So it could make a lens if I concaved it because I could see through it.
So, Ren, go ahead and roll with a +2.
Okay, +4 it is.
+2.
9.
9. All right.
Nobody trusts him.
So you get 2 questions. What do you ask?
And since this is a group role, anyone could throw out the question.
Can I take this moment to say that I hate the way that Investigate works in City of Mist?
Yeah.
Why do you hate it?
Because I do. If I'm looking through boxes, all right, and I am perceptive, I should be able to find a clue.
That's true. So I'll go ahead and describe what's in the box, and then you could ask questions based on that.
Okay.
So that's not a City of Mist problem. That's my problem. But you're going through, you're pulling out all this stuff, and it's full of typical dorm room stuff. There are tons of textbooks. There are notebooks. There are notes from classes, different sweatshirts, different desk knickknacks. And you're just going through and just finding a bunch of chem student stuff. As you are flipping through one of the journals, or one of the composition notebooks or whatever, you're flipping through, and there's one that's just full of chemistry equations and formulaic patterns and things like that. But as you keep flipping, there's journal entries in between the formulas, and sometimes they're written over the formulas, but they're entries written by Marcus, and it's like he was keeping a diary or just a journal of his thoughts and his life. Some of it talks about, good grief, school stuff. Talks about his professors. You see Dr. Walter's name is in there. Another doctor named Dr. Jacoby. Different doctors and things like that. But as you keep going, you keep flipping. Who is using this book? Who's looking through it?
Ren is looking through the book. Was Carrie about to say it?
Carrie was up and ready at the mic. Ren!
Okay, so Ren, you are flipping.
Carrie is looking at the mic or the book.
Nope. Ren
I don't know a Carrie. Who's that? Why are you?
So Ren, you're flipping through the book, and you get to a page that doesn't have any chemistry equations on it. It's just a full page of a journal entry written in Marcus's hand. I texted it to you, so you may go ahead and read it. But Ren takes out this book. He starts flipping through it. Everybody else, you're picking up sweatshirts. You're picking up, different science trophies. There's an accordion file of papers that were half graded by Marcus, but then the rest were not. You also find the key to his dorm room, or a copy of a key to his dorm room.
As they're going through the stuff, Faye says,
Good grief, did he literally live in this building? He has a copy of his dorm room key in here.
I mean, that seems pretty typical for a chem student, don't you think?
That's true, they are dorks.
You said it.
You see, Ren is staring hardcore at this journal. He's found one page and he's just staring at it.
What you doing there, buddy? Find something?
Yeah. Yeah. Marcus Malcolm was in it super deep.
You mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, sure. Let me read it aloud to you. So his journal article. So at first it was just a lot of chemistry equations and stuff with mixed journal articles, and now it's just it's pretty deep stuff. It says, "I want out. I can't take the
screams anymore. I hate that stupid island. I hate hearing Jacoby rattle on and on about his holy agenda. The monsters we made. I can't take their screams anymore. I can't be party to this heinous work. All the while I have bills. I have student loans. And every moment that I'm not at the university grading papers, I'm at that twisted hell, torturing people. I need to get out. And the serum is my way out. My trials have already proven that the isotope I isolated a few days ago has inherent addictive properties, albeit at a minuscule amount. I can enhance that, make it more addictive than heroin. I get a few pushers to sell that in the streets, I'll be set. Imagine the rush a drug like this would give you. A drug that makes you into an inhuman monster, willing with the high. I'll be a kingpin in no time. But I can't come back here. Jacoby is as paranoid as they come. No doubt he already suspects me. I know he has friends in high places. There's no way he could afford all that equipment on a professor's salary. I'll need to disappear. My grandma's out of the city. I could use her place as a base of operations for now. Poor Nick, though. I'll have to leave him behind. I can probably get off the island with the serum, but no way I can smuggle that guy off with me. Poor guy. He didn't ask for this. None of them did. And this certainly isn't what I signed up for. This is my way out.
I'm taking it. And that was the end of the journal article.
And the rest of the pages in the journal are empty.
Wasn't there when we started this? Wasn't it? There's something about a holy war somewhere.
Yes, no, Marcus Malcolm talked about how he didn't want to be part of this holy war.
In his journal, or like when we first met him?
When we first met him.
When you first killed him. Let's be honest.
Pretty short meeting.
Well, actually, no, you didn't kill him. He was shot by a sniper.
Yeah, when we first were party to his death.
Yeah. Oh, so you were there when he died.
Yeah,
I
did see
Wolfman
him
killed
shot.
him, right?
Yeah.
You do not know that?
Speculating. Player knowledge.
Sorry, apparently breathing in causes an attack of the lung.
Bouts of coughing.
Yeah, so I was there when he died.
You definitely were.
I was there until his dying breath.
That's a lot. We need to find that Nick guy.
Yeah, well, and we need to find his grandma's house.
I'm just wondering if any of this happens to sound like anything that my father had written in his black book.
The name Jacoby was in your dad's notebook.
How many questions did we get?
You had 2 questions from your investigate roll.
Is everybody okay if I ask a question?
Go for it.
My question didn't count, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I should go.
Haha. Do we find any sort of like address book or something like that would have grandma's information and Nick's information and such?
Yeah, sure. You do find an address book. It is weird for this guy to keep an address book when you know everyone's address book is just their phone. But he does have a couple of addresses in there. And the main one you see just says grandma's house, and you have an address right there.
You know, something inside me makes me want to say this out loud and posit this to you guys. But when you read that part about becoming a monster, it made me think about that thing that threw an AC at your face and also ripped open the door and possibly ate corpses. That kind of seems like an inhuman monster to me.
That's true. And the one that tore down the bar.
Yeah.
Though that one was less human than the one we saw at the morgue.
Yeah, true.
Could it have evolved?
The one at the bar?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm really gonna hate myself if that was a human and I used it to kill other humans.
Then that's probably not what happened.
Nope, definitely not.
So how do we ask an investigate question about that
Uh-huh.
as players? Because when we ask investigate questions, that's as players, right? Not as
Yeah.
okay.
It's what do you find? What does your character find based on your player question?
Could he have written in the margin some further notes about the inhuman monsters?
Sure. So after Ren reads that, you do you want to rip the book out of his hand or tell him to like flip back through it? What do you do, Bill?
I absolutely take it right out of his hands. Hey,
Okay,
give me that.
You take it out of his hands. You start
Ren
flipping
reacts
back.
before it happens and throws it up in the air.
You did not have that tag. You did not have that tag. But Bill, you rip it right out of his scrawny hands and you start flipping back through the pages, looking at these chemistry equations that make no sense to you. But you do find where he wrote his journal entries like in between. It's just super sloppy. Like that page that Ren read was the only really coherent page. But you do see mentions of Jacoby, of Dr. Walters, of Dr. Thompson, all these different doctors and professors at the university, comments about different students that he had that he really didn't like, comments about how stressful it was having all these stupid student loans, and how the American education system was stupid. And he just keeps going on and on and on. And you do see the name Nick pop up. And it's hard to make out exactly who Nick is or who Nick was to Marcus. But you see things like new subject found today. His name is Nick. A few pages later, Nick and I talked. He seems coherent enough after the administration and after the transformation. You see the subject. It doesn't say like he did not play well, but basically something about like he didn't get along with the other subjects, and just a few different things like that.
Well, Bill, did you find anything after you yanked the journal away from me?
I think our friend at the morgue might have a name. I think it's Nick. We need to find this guy.
What makes you think that?
It says that Nick was a test subject and he got drugged and transformed. Didn't play well with others, namely another subject. So it would explain a monster running through the streets, and if he was stealing a body, maybe he was looking for the drug or where to find it if he's addicted to it.
Or maybe he was just looking for Marcus.
Yeah.
All right, so, does it say anywhere to find Nick?
I mean, if his base of operations was his grandma's house, I feel like that'd be a good place to start.
Should we go check out the dorm room anyways, just to...
Yeah, we should check out the dorm room and the professors, if we could get... What was the professor's name? Marcus Malcolm?
Jacoby?
Yeah, my bad. Marcus Malcolm's a student. Whoops. Could we find where the professor's office was and stuff like that?
I mean, it would be in this area, wouldn't it? Since this is the chemistry department.
Yeah.
Although I would imagine messing with Jacoby, who, according to the Stern article, has friends in very, very high places, would feel like a very bad idea.
He could be the, oh shoot, it's not the wolf mask guy. What's the other guy that's always with the wolf mask guy?
Moon mask?
The wizard guy?
Oh, yeah.
Cherry
Jacoby
mask?
could be the wizard guy. Ren?
Pig mask.
I literally hate you.
Oh, my God.
So what are y'all doing?
I thought we were going to the dorm room.
Dorm room.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Did we want to see if we see like a Jacoby professor's name while we're in this building on one of the like offices?
I'm okay with looking to see if we see the name, but I don't really want to encounter him at this point.
Feels like a very dangerous move right now. Feels like, hey, go toe to toe if we encounter a Jacoby
Yeah, I just
person.
don't think we're like ready for that step. We don't know enough to like confront him or ask him questions or anything like that.
No enough to
I think
kill
we need to
him.
be more prepared for that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not always the best decision.
I'm just saying.
So we may need answers from him later, and it would be really rough to get answers from him if he was dead.
I guess.
Yeah. We know you're really good at killing people, Bill, but we prefer to avoid that route.
Ren,
And we're leaving.
Okay, so you walk out of the laboratory. Do y'all take anything with you?
everything.
Or are you just carrying tons of cardboard boxes?
No.
Can we take like one box of...
Sure. What do you want in it? Which items do you want in it?
The dorm room key.
Okay.
We just have a box that has a dorm room key in it.
No, I know
That's
there's other
it.
stuff. I was just saying.
The journal.
Okay.
So we have the journal. Let's say we take some knickknacks. We try to like
Paddywhacks.
what?
The address book.
Would you say paddywhacks?
Yeah, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Could we?
Come on,
Could
keep
we
up.
take everything to the SUV? Is that possible?
Yep. We take all the boxes to the SUV.
Okay. So as you're walking out, like you're carrying a box, you put some different stuff in it. Definitely the key, definitely the journal. But as you're walking out,
We take a sweatshirt too.
okay, you take a sweatshirt. Just for the aesthetic of like having the sweatshirt like laying outside of the box so
That's
the
not why
audience
I'm
can see
taking
what
it.
it is. Well, okay, that's fine. That's good. But anyways, so you walk out of the lab. And almost immediately afterwards, you hear shuffling of feet behind you. Whoa! I hope you found everything you were looking for. Is there anything I can help you in your pursuit of science?
You know, I think me and my associates have gathered everything that we need. We're actually heading to his dorm room to check out to see if there's any further research to look for. And then we're going to check out. Did you know if he worked with an associate called Nick?
I do not know. I don't remember that. Is there a last name, possibly?
No, I don't have a last name. Either Nick or another associate or a professor of yours, Dr. Jacoby.
And he like rolls his eyes and like wipes his hands on his what's it called, lab coat. Piotr is not a pleasant man. Very selfish. Keeps to himself. Marcus was actually his GA. Yeah, he didn't let anybody else use Marcus. Oh, sorry, shouldn't say use. Makes our GAs sound like expendable objects more than people. Well, which they are not. But anyways, yes, Piotr keeps to himself most of the time.
Okay.
What did you say your name was again?
Dr. Walters. My first name is Kyle. Kyle Walters.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for your help, Dr. Walters. I will keep you in mind, and if me and Marcus, or if I publish any of Marcus's research, I'll keep you in mind and let you know.
Well, of course, but I'll also walk you to his dorm room. Shall we? And he walks you out the glass doors. You're going to the SUV first?
Yes, to drop off all the boxes.
Okay. You go to the SUV first. You open it up, put in the boxes, close the door. He walks you across campus, and he's like, as he's going, he's just like, and this is the fountain of erudition. And for those of you that don't know, erudition is just a fancy word for smartness. And he's just like, and over here is where we do the bottle rockets, and over here, blah, 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 blah. And finally, he gets to the dorm. I've spit all over this pop filter. But anyways, he eventually leads you there, takes you up, and he says, like I said, somebody else is in Marcus's room, but I'm sure once he sees the face of his favorite professor, he will be fine to let us in. He raps on the door, it opens up, and he sees, hello, Dr. Walters. Hello, how are you today, Kenny? Is everything going great? Yeah, it's great, Doc. Who are all these people? Oh, well, these are just some compatriots of the person who used to live in your abode. They would like to just look around and see what they could find. And the student says that it's a little invasive of my privacy. Can I ask you what exactly you're looking for and why?
Well, thank you for that question. Yes, I actually worked alongside with Marcus on a lot of our research, and we were over at the lab gathering some of his stuff. I'm sure you probably heard about his passing, very tragic. And so we just wanted to gather just some of the rest of his stuff, bring it back to his grandmother's house, and so just wanted to take that, and so that way it would be more room in your dorm room so that you wouldn't have to worry about all of that stuff.
Yeah, when I moved in at the start of the summer semester, everything was out of here already. It was just, typical dorm room. So there's nothing here for y'all to find. And as he's talking, you kind of look over his shoulder and you see the window. It's like been busted out, and there's like a cardboard thing, like, I don't want to say thing. That's such a not good word. Not a cardboard box, but a cardboard cutout placed over the hole. But as he's going on, that's what you see. Faye, what were you about to say?
Sometimes Marcus would hide notes first places. Would you mind if we just I know it sounds so silly, but just looked at the ceiling tiles in the window and stuff?
Fine, sure. Come on in. And he steps aside and motions with his hand for you to enter his dorm room. You walk in. It is so they have some on-campus housing for their graduate students. This is a graduate students thing, dorm. He's not a chemistry student, though. You can't quite tell what kind of student he is, but it's just another type of student living here. Does have that typical dorm room smell. But anyways, all four of you are in this crammed space. And Dr. Walters is standing in the doorway expectantly.
Well, thank you, Dr. Walters, for all of your help. I think we can take it from here.
Well, okay. Just let me know if you need anything. And he looks at you, his eyes asking if you need anything.
Faye is gonna say, "Oh, I completely forgot something in the science building. Would you mind walking me back there?"
Well, of course. This way, my lady.
So I can either do this now, or they can do the room first, and then I can do that now.
So what are you wanting to do?
I'm wanting to investigate him a little bit, and I don't know if an investigate roll is the right move, or walking and talking, or take the risk, or I'm not really sure how to do it, but I'm wanting to investigate him.
Okay, so just as you're walking, asking him questions, and then rolling and investigate. So basically you roll and investigate, and then the questions you ask are the questions you're kind of getting from him as you converse. Or just getting a natural vibe from this dude.
I'm just wanting to see if I notice things about him.
Okay. Sure. So as you're walking, what could you add to your investigate?
Snooping around.
Okay. You have a tag that's seems harmless, right? Mm-hmm. I definitely think that would apply because you're gonna milk him for information very innocently.
Yeah. No, I was definitely gonna do. It looks harmless. was also thinking of the tracking one just because I like pick up on things.
Okay, sure. So with a +3, go ahead and roll your investigate.
10.
10. Okay, you get 3 questions. What do you ask?
I want to know if he is more involved and aware of things than he's leading on.
Okay. Is he more aware of things than he is letting on? As you talk to him, you kind of ask him, like, how well do you know Jacoby? How well did you know Marcus? And from the answers he gives you, he seems quite clueless to whatever Zach was telling, to whatever Rin was telling you about the article or the journal entry, I guess. But he doesn't let on that he knows anything.
Okay. I want to know if he knows a little bit of what's going on in the city or if he is a sleeper.
A sleeper? Okay. How would you figure that out from talking to him?
I think I would just reference events that have happened in the city. A kind of like a typical like news story and be like, oh, did you hear about... I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah, like something y'all did?
Right.
What? So everybody help me with this. What is something like y'all would have done that would have been in the news but also would have been obscured by the mist from sleepers?
Well, I think the whole bar crashing thing would have been, I mean, like, it would have made the news, but there's no way that the sleepers would have been able to see that it was, like, some monster or something. It would have been, like,
Or-
a car crashed into the bar or whatever.
Either that or the casino.
The water
Yeah.
plant
I mean, the
explosion.
casino probably would have been.
The water plant explosion, yeah.
Yeah.
Any of those.
So yeah, Tessa, which one would you reference?
The water plant was when Marcus died, right?
No. Marcus died in that very first warehouse y'all ever went to. The water treatment was when you first encountered the wizard and the wolf.
Okay, I had meshed those two events together. I'm going to reference the water treatment plant.
Okay. So you mentioned it like, oh, like what happened there? It's like, well, I guess it was just a water main explosion. I don't think anything nefarious was happening there. But he kind of lets on that, like, it was just a normal, everyday, not mythos-related incident.
Okay. The last thing I'm going to ask him is just what he knew about Marcus, anything that we maybe haven't touched on yet with him already.
Okay. So something about Marcus you don't already know, because you know about the grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
You know he was a GA for Jacoby. Yeah. I guess he'll tell you that Jacoby became a GA 6 years ago, and then like 1 year after that, so 5 years ago, Marcus really Jacoby really latched down on Marcus. It was like, he's my GA. Nobody else can use him. And then he started spending a lot of time helping Jacoby with his classes and things.
5 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So as they're walking, Faye, like, slyly slips her house keys out of her apartment quietly, and then when they, like, get back into the building, like, drops them and picks them up and is like, oh, here are my keys. Thank you so much for walking me back here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could help you with that. The keys are very important. They help you get to things.
Absolutely. Well, we may need to talk to Jacoby in a little bit just about some of Marcus's stuff. Do you have like a good contact number for him?
Good
or
luck.
email?
He doesn't give out his contact number. I mean, he does have his school email. And you know what? I have seen neither high nor tail of him since the summer semester started.
Oh, he hasn't been around?
No, not at all.
He doesn't have any office hours or anything?
I mean, he does, but there's a tenured professor who kind of comes and goes as he wants.
Okay. Faye gives Dr. Walters her number. If he comes in, will you just give us a call or send me a text, and that way we can talk to him?
Well, I sure will. He looks at the card. Miss Carver.
Thank you, Dr. Walters. I appreciate all your help today.
Okay, and we're going to cut away from you back to the dorm room. What are the other three of you doing?
Kara was going to say something.
So he's got that like cardboard covered window, and I'm going over to like look at that. And while I'm looking at it, I'm going to turn back to him. Kenny, was this like this when you moved in, or did you bust out the window?
No, like a couple of nights after I moved in, some dude busted through the window climbing up here. It was, I don't know, some drunk frat boy. But once I yelled at him, he got lost. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at his face, but I mean, they never caught him. He just straight up busted out the window in the middle of the night and nearly gave me a heart attack. Dick.
Did he take anything or just bust out the window?
Nah, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to sneak into some co-ed's dorm room. I don't know. He just busted in. Once he saw it was me and I yelled at him, he booked it. I don't know if he had a ladder or something because we're on like a second floor, so.
Did you get a look at him? Was he a big guy? Was he kind of a little guy in between? Do you know?
Yeah, he must have been some type of football player. The dude was kind of built from what I could see. He was like all shoulders.
Was he making funny noises, or like he just sounded like a drunk, or what?
I don't know. He sounded drunk. He didn't really say anything.
Well, that's weird, man.
Did he actually get in, or did he just like come halfway through the window and you yelled at him?
I guess it was just he got halfway in. He didn't come all the way in. Cause I don't know what I've done if he had. He was like maybe twice my size. But it scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
Anything else like that happen?
No. That's it. I mean, I asked if I could move to a new dorm room. They said they would fix it, but I mean, golly, that's been... Let me check my timeline real quick. It's been a few days. That's all I wrote. That's all I wrote. A few days. Yeah, it's been like a few days, and man, I don't know. It's kind of drafty in here. I know it's summer and all, but come on.
We live in the city. So what's your major?
Mathematics.
So while
She said
Cherry
literature.
The worst.
while Esther is talking up Kenny, I want to be looking in the rafters.
Okay, you step on his desk and he like turns around and like, hey man, and you like just step on his desk, step on some of his textbooks. You push up the ceiling tiles and you look, and you don't see anything hidden up there. Just a bunch of dust. You sneeze and like it kind of gets in your eyes a little bit, but nothing up here.
Okay. And I go to the closet.
Actually, there's a bottle up there. A very small bottle. An orange bottle with a white cap. Inside are a few pills. And there is a label on it. And on that label is the very familiar symbol that you have seen before. The spiky crown, the fleur-de-lis, the bird in flight. It is the symbol of the Cabal. But you see that up there. Okay, you grab it.
You lie. That's not what's in your body. That's what that felt like. Sorry.
Yeah.
I reach for it, I pocket it, and then I'm like, all right, well, looks like there's nothing up here, guys.
We couldn't hear the rattle.
Nope.
It was a
I'll
silent
have to
pill
edit in a
bottle.
pill bottle rattle story
I
block.
jumped down here.
Yeah. Doomp.
You have to insert a special
Okay.
effect sound of
Anything
pills
else
rattling.
happening in here?
What kind of flooring is in this room?
Very thin carpet.
Are there any patches that like are like coming up or like anything kind of like that?
Some of the carpet is stained and worn where people have walked for like 40 years. But there's no like patches that have been like replaced or moved or anything like that.
Is there a sink?
Sure.
I open a cabinet under the sink.
Okay. A couple of cleaning supplies, things like that. Toilet wand, paper towel roll.
But there's not a toilet in the room.
Sure, there's a toilet in the room.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
So there's a toilet one, but no toilet.
We've cracked this case wide open, boys.
Now
Break
I
it
know
open.
The secret.
The files are in the wand.
All right, anything else?
Files are in the computer.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything that looks out of place on the walls or anything? Like,
Nothing really.
okay. Well,
Well, thanks,
for
Kenny.
letting us snoop around.
Thanks
Yeah,
for your
sure.
time.
Yeah, tell Dr. Walters that I'll see him later.
Will do.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks. Study hard.
And he closes the door.
Esther's still inside. She pops up. Oh,
Oh, hello.
from under the sink.
Yeah. He opens the door and lets Esther out. All right, so what are you three doing? About this time, Faye is still walking with Dr. Walters to the science building. But y'all don't know that.
Okay.
We text
Well, I guess we
Faye.
should.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You text Faye. So, Faye, as you're like walking up the steps to the science building, you get a text from them. What does the text say?
Where you at?
I text back, meet back at the SUV.
All right.
Okay. So the three of you walk to the SUV. You're going to go wait there for Faye. Esther, as you get near, something like your ring kind of doesn't vibrate, like it tingles a little. And you look at it and you see the eyes kind of flare a little. And then all of a sudden, boom, a gout of flame bursts out from underneath your SUV, spills out towards all sides. The windows are blasted out. And I need the three of you to roll a face danger.
All right.
Can I use my react before it happens?
You sure can.
I'm using my react before it happens.
Not the only one person has that stupid tag.
I
Can
saw
I
her
use
reacting
Inspire
before it
Calm
happened.
as well to like keep them like from like doing
I will
something
say
stupid?
that you could
Or no.
use your help points if you have any to like give them a +1, be calm
Wouldn't
or stay
they
cool.
have to have help points on me?
No, because you would use it on them. If they were going to give you something, you could use it. But I'll say that you could
have
use.
help points on them, but I don't know what they're gonna do yet. So can I like?
This is all happening simultaneously. So if you want to give them like a be cool bro status, you could.
Nope.
Okay.
So I wrote float like a butterfly on my mobility mythos, but I don't think I actually have that yet.
Float like a butterfly.
No, you do.
Like a
Because you got a second, or you got a first attention, and so when you got that first attention, you got a new power tag. So yeah, you have float like a butterfly.
Do you remember what that was?
I think it, because I remember you said it had something to do with like in combat,
Oh yeah, it was like
like if you were on
assisted
a cloud.
assisted attacks. I thought.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure how you pictured it, But yeah, I just remember you saying it would be like used in combat.
Right. I think I was basically just full out like airbendering it, like to propel me forward or whatever if I needed to attack somebody from a distance or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But okay. Oh, so I will float like a butterfly away.
Okay. So you're rolling face danger with +1?
No, because I'm also going to make a tattoo tower shield. Or wait, what do you... Does reaction time matter right now? Like, do I have enough time to make a shield or...
Sure you could. I will say that, like, you're very used to conjuring a shield, like, very quick. It's one of the quickest things you can make.
Yeah.
It's just reflexive.
Yeah. So we'll do tattoo manipulation or tattoo tower shield, which is 1, so +2.
Okay. So go ahead and roll face danger with +2.
Oh, baby, it's 12.
Okay. And Rin, what are you rolling?
I do want to add the weakness tag, sensory overload.
Okay.
What?
So go ahead and give yourself an attention.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give.
And then what else are you adding?
So I do want to argue either technopathy or machine possession. I want to say there is a nearby soda machine that I'm going to like jump behind, and it's going to like fall. I'm going to like move it behind.
You can't make a thing do something it wouldn't normally do. So like you couldn't make it walk or something like that. You could make it,
but it would normally fall over. So I can see it.
You would have to push it, but it would have to be like something that would be in its normal programming. So like it would just give you free sodas whenever you touch it or something like that.
I'm gonna have it shoot sodas to make the flames go away.
I don't think so.
Okay. No, but I'll use scanner vision to kind of figure out the best way to evade.
Sure.
So +0.
Okay. The +0 face danger.
And I got 8.
8? Okay. So this gout of flame bursts out from underneath the SUV. The windows blow out. The doors buckle from the blast. One door just shoots straight at Esther. Bill, you rolled a 12. Rin an 8. Esther, what'd you get?
5.
Okay, a 5.
Esther died, guys.
Esther, you take a...
What?
Wait, where is it?
Take a status like 12 for door to the gut.
You take a wounded 4 status.
Yeah, I do. This whole not being injured lasted all of like 2 minutes.
So the door flies straight at Esther, catching her in the side. It's this heated metal. The shards like fly in your face and on your bare arms. Rin, the flame lashes out at you. You try to dodge out of the way, but even still, you can feel the heat wash across your body. You take a burned 3 status. 4.
Actually, at the number 4?
Yeah, at the number 4. Bill, you conjure a shield quickly, and you feel like the debris smash against your ethereal shield. You feel the heat wash over your shield. You start to sweat just from the heat. And Rin and Esther are laying on the ground next to you, and you kind of look up, and there's this unassuming brown vehicle. And then you think, I've seen that vehicle before. All of a sudden, the door kicks open, and the camera pans to like be behind the car, so we see Bill and Esther and Rin like in the background. But we see a combat boot step out and crunch and bury its heel into the dirt and gravel. We see this camo pants. The figure steps out. The camera pans up over the camo pants, over like this just belt full of ammo clips, over this, continuing up, over this bulletproof vest that is strapped over the shoulders, and we see this arm with this intricate coiling tattoo of a dragon all the way down its hand. the camera pans around and we see the face of this woman with the shaved sides of her head and the hair kind of flopped over to one side. She takes the glasses off and she says,
"Long time no see, bitches."
and then she takes her gun and cocks it. End of episode.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Mistconceptions. We will be back with our next episode on January 28th. If you have Facebook and Twitter, why don't you go ahead and follow us or give us a like on those platforms. You can get up-to-date information about the show, behind-the-scenes looks, pictures, videos, and just chat with us. We also have an email at misconceptionspod@gmail.com, and you can just chat with us there too. This show is supported by the proceeds that we make on Patreon and the gracious donations of our patrons. If you have the ability to do so, please go to our Patreon and support us there. City of Mist is an RPG by Son of Oak. You can find more of their products at sonofoak.com. The music you heard and will hear here in a little bit was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. And that is all for this week. I hope you all have a wonderful 2 weeks. We will see you on the 28th. But until then, keep it nerdy, y'all.